The woman knew that her husband had spiked the milk with a sedative, but she still chose to drink it all in one go. Seeing this, the husband thought his plan had succeeded, and turned to engage in intimate acts with the housekeeper to build rapport. Little did he know, the woman was recording their misconduct on her phone. She planned to use this to ensure the husband lost everything in the divorce. Not long before, the woman had gone to the marriage registration office to update her certificate, only to be told she had been divorced from her husband for 3 years, and that he had already remarried. To her enemy Annie, recalling how she had been injured when Annie had deliberately harmed her hand, forcing her to give up her dreams, and realizing her husband had secretly married Annie for 3 years, the woman understood she had been living in deception. She decided to go home and confront him, but when she returned, she learned the truth about the accident from 3 years ago. Her injury had been deliberately orchestrated by the husband and Annie. Before she could reveal the truth, her husband sent her a sweet message, saying he was on his way home, excited to celebrate their 5th anniversary. Knowing the truth, the woman found the message ironic. She immediately called the police to cancel all her personal information, and then entered a design competition under a new identity, determined to reclaim everything she had lost. After finishing all her tasks, she returned home, only to see her husband pretending to be anxious about her. Scolding the servant for not taking care of her, he excitedly brought her to a villa, saying it was her 5th anniversary gift. The woman immediately recognized it as Annie's old leftover house, but she didn't expose it. She simply watched coldly as her husband made a fake confession. Then her husband's phone rang. He glanced at it and made an excuse to leave, leaving the woman alone. She did not stop her plan. Back at home, she began rigorously training her injured hand, determined to recover quickly so she could leave him forever. The next day, her husband brought her back home, and she discovered Annie was already there. He lied, saying she was there to punish Annie by having her work as a housekeeper. The woman had no objections, because in 2 days she would permanently leave him. She then found an excuse to go upstairs. Once she left, Annie immediately engaged in intimate acts with the husband. He then pulled out a small bottle, and Annie immediately understood, grabbing the bottle and leaving. The husband then brought her a glass of milk. The woman immediately realized he must have spiked it. She pretended to close the window to distract him, and poured out the milk, pretending to drink it. The husband, satisfied, picked up the empty glass and left. Then the opening scene occurred. The woman recorded evidence of their affair. Then she pretended to have just woken up, which startled the husband and Annie, but she didn't expose them. She only said she wasn't used to the bed and wanted to sleep in the study. In truth, she didn't want to see the disgusting pair anymore. The next day, the husband and woman went out to eat, but he kept watching his phone the entire time. Suddenly, Annie called him, saying things like she would support him and herself. Then she hung up immediately. No matter how he called back, there was no answer. The husband assumed the woman had kidnapped Annie, and immediately questioned her about Annie's whereabouts. Even when she explained she had done nothing, he refused to believe her. Luckily, the assistant sent a message, saying he had found Annie. The husband finally stopped harassing the woman, and hurriedly left under some pretense. But just as the woman prepared to leave the restaurant, she was hit from behind and knocked out. When she woke up, she found herself tied up, in front of her husband and Annie. Annie cried and falsely accused the woman of orchestrating her kidnapping. The husband, to avenge Annie, ordered criminals to rape the woman, while he himself took Annie away. The criminals entered